Hello, welcome to the first ever Kenton Industries podcast. If this is your first time here, we are the leader of custom yardage turrets, BDC turrets. I'm Luke Kenton, the sales manager here. I'm going to be running these podcasts, and I have here with me the CEO of Kenton Industries and my father, Mark Kenton.
Hey guys.
Yep. Glad to get this finally started. We've been talking about doing this for a long time now and just finally getting around to doing it. So we're excited to get this going, and we got a lot of different topics to discuss, and we'll bring on some guests, and we got some other employees that'd be happy to get on the podcast as well, share their expertise. We got a bunch of different guys, rimfire experts, guys that are really good with binoculars. My brother actually loves doing that too. So we'll be running a lot of different podcasts, and like I said, having guests on, so we're excited about that. But yeah, today we have, again, my dad, Mark, on the episode. Really, what we want to do is talk about the company. A lot of you guys, have known us our whole really business life. And a lot of you guys are new, and we love our loyal customers and you new guys. So we just really wanted to jump in and talk about the company and learn from the beginnings here. So give us a little introduction, talk about the company. How did it start, really?
Well, the company's been going strong for about 20 years, but I started shooting long range about 30 years ago. I was obsessed with precision long range shooting, and at that time I was working a PM type of job, so I had the whole day to myself, and I did a lot of shooting at the range. It was the 1,000-yard public range, and I was shooting with a bunch of retirees, and I noticed that guys were having trouble shooting long range and how to dial it in and counting clicks and all that. So I came up with the idea of turrets and started showing them just some prototypes and makeshift turrets. And from there, I kind of got the idea that, hey, this is a business and there's a need to be filled out there, a niche for long-range turret dialing. And so, like I said, about 20 years ago, the company started.
Yeah, 20 years ago, yeah. I remember way back in the day when I was young, you were kind of doing it part-time, right? Just kind of as a hobby, really, in the beginning?
Yeah, part-time. I was in a full law enforcement career. And so I was doing this, of course, on the weekends. And then later on, it kind of just got busier and busier. And so I had a partner in the beginning. He was in the same situation, working full-time. So we got together in the evenings and on the weekends, and it was a blast. We had a lot of fun just slowly building up a clientele. Yeah. And, buying all the equipment and just sort of putting it on.
I was going to ask, how did you really get those first few customers? Was it just going to gun shows, making phone calls? How did you get those first few guys to start ordering?
The main thing I did was going to SHOT Show and bugging the heck out of scope companies. I would basically knock on their booth door, so to speak, and bug these guys, show them the product, and I wanted to get a contract with them, and just kind of piggyback on their success as large scope companies, and it kind of worked out pretty fast with a few companies right off the bat. And
then you were saying you switched over to full time, so that would have been what, probably about 15 years ago, 10 years ago when you switched over full time really to the business.
Right, it was about 10 years ago.
10 years ago,
pulled the plug from one career, made this full time. Yeah.
And I graduated college about 7 years now, so I went full time in the business about 4 years ago, and kind of running the everyday business here. And you're kind of just now jumping in and out, and we're figuring out new products we want to come out with. We'll discuss in the podcast a lot of different ideas we're really excited about. Just kind of jumping in and out, and we're still going every year to SHOT Show and all these different shows, gun shows, and getting our name out there. But so really, we've just grown organically, right?
Yeah, I just started off with turrets, and then we started selling scopes and more scopes, and now we have a whole accessory line, and we're building off of that.
Yeah, our main product is the custom yardage turret, certainly. 95% of our sales. I mean, their turret is what we're known for, but we certainly are starting to sell scopes, which we've done over the years, and that's getting bigger and bigger. So we're excited about that, of course. So who's like, obviously there's a lot of different scope manufacturers out there, and we'll have fun talking about that in a later podcast. But who's really those first guys you started to approach, first company, and who's the first company that decided to, we can say back in the day, give us a chance, give you a chance? Who's that first company?
I think we established a relationship early on with Nikon rifle scopes, which, as most of us know, they no longer make rifle scopes.
A lot of guys are bummed about that.
Yeah, great scopes, great economic, cheap, inexpensive price point on their scopes, excellent glass. But that was the first company we were making turrets for, and we actually had a promotion for free turrets. So at the time, you'd buy a Nikon scope and get a free turret through Kenton.
Their spot-on program.
Yeah, the spot-on program was one of the first main ones. And I would say right around the same time, Zeiss Optics was the other company that we quickly grew into a great relationship with.
Yeah, and we're still doing a ton with Zeiss, and you call them directly, they'll send you to us, any of your custom turret needs. So that relationship has surely continued and growing, so we're happy about that.
Yeah, great guys at both companies.
Cool. Yeah, who else? So we got Nikon, we got Zeiss. We can jump into it. Who's some other big names we're working with now? I mean,
we are and have been for a long time now. And again, time goes by so fast. But Vortex is one of our companies that we do a lot of turrets for, and great relationship with the guys over there. And they've got great scopes and a great gamut of SKUs to choose from.
Yeah. Yep. Even I've seen them grow in the last 5-6 years. I mean, it's crazy how much they've grown too.
Yeah, they've got a great variety of scopes and reticles and magnification range, and of course price range to choose from.
Yeah, and then of course you got Mighty Trigicon, right?
Yep, Trigicon's another company, a bit more recent, but we've been making turrets for them for a while now, and of course Night Force, that's another company that goes back quite a few years. We've been making turrets for them, some super popular models. Yeah,
their NX8, ton of turrets for those. Great scope for hunting situations, and even a lot of guys use them for like rimfire 22s, with that magnification range. It's kind of fun to use, but their Night Force is big too. We got, of course, Hawk Optics. We started making turrets pretty recently for Primary Arms. A lot of guys out there. Bushnell, Burris you've done forever, right?
Yeah, we've been doing some of the Burris
old
models.
Verocities, XTRs.
Yep. We go all the way back to the Bushnells as well, and been doing those along the way. And Leica, there's some high-end Leica scopes that we are doing turrets for.
Yeah. Cool, yeah. So certainly a lot of different companies out there. Let's talk a little bit more about the product, especially for these new guys watching our podcast. So again, custom yardage BDC turrets. Tell me about it.
Well, we wanted to keep it simple but effective for hunting. So our motto is basically to range, dial, and shoot.
Yep, range, dial, and shoot. Yep.
And basically, you tell us about your ballistics, what cartridge you're shooting, what scope you're going to be using, what your desired hunting range is or maximum target range is. We'll set up a turret for you. And whether you're just starting out to shoot, we'll get you out shooting with a turret probably 500-600 yards the first time you shoot. If you've only been shooting, say, 100-200 yards in the past, we'll quickly get you out to long-range precision shooting.
So really it's for both the newbie shooter and for the experienced shooter, right?
Oh, yeah. We've got a lot of clients that probably were newbies, and now they're pretty skilled shooters, and they're ordering turrets yearly. And, guys are doing some hunting all the way out to 800,000 yards, 1,200 yards.
Yeah. What we like to tell our customers, and what I like to tell our customers, is it's not our way or the highway, but rather it's going to make your shooting a lot faster, right, with the range dial shoot concept, and then it eliminates all the calculations needed, right? Even if you're a guy that's ran the field data out in the field, figuring out what your MOA clicks or MRAD is per yardage, you still got to look that up as you're out there shooting, especially hunting when you got not a ton of time, but you have to look that up, figure out what your number is at that certain distance you're shooting at, then dial to it, and then have a shooting procedure from there. But really with the turret, you figure out what yardage you're shooting at, range, dial to that yardage, and then use a center crosshair as always. And you can use it at any magnification, right?
Right. And the whole purpose, too, of custom dial or custom turret is that it gives you, the shooter, more time to utilize good shooting form, trigger control, breathing technique. That's the whole goal too, is to get it quickly dialed in to the distance you need and then focus on a good, ethical, clean shot.
Yeah, absolutely. So we got our retail buyers, right? But we also work with a lot of dealers, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So we work with a lot of
gunsmiths and dealers and retailers.
Yeah. So a lot of retail customers and again, loyal customers have been around with us for 20 years. We work with dealers. And we've been running lots of different turret promos over the years. Well, those of you who don't know, we actually recently moved to out here to Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
Tennessee, we're south of Nashville. Love it here. But for the longest time, we've been in California, right? And so we moved out here, what's been 2.5 years, 3 years, the business has been here.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it definitely was a great move and great opportunities out here as well.
Yeah.
And California was great. We had some great public and private ranges that we could use to do some field testing.
A lot of our customers are there still. Yeah. We love it. Home, yeah.
Yeah, but out here it's just a great environment as well.
All right. Well, I think that's pretty good for the first podcast. Like I said, we'll be releasing a lot of these, talking about different topics. Message us if you want to hear something in particular. We're going to have, like I said, guests on, some other employees here. I think next we're going to do a deep dive into what a custom turret is and what variables are needed to make a turret. We'll talk about distances. We'll talk about yardage formats we offer, all that good stuff. So whether you really know our product or you're new, let's jump into it and we'll get it going. You excited?
Yep.
All right. Great. Sounds good. Thanks for joining us. See you later.
Thanks, guys.